Hello, everybody. Here we have an NVIDIA Shield. The model is P2920. So these are quite old but quite good. So we're gonna change the battery, but we're not gonna buy. They sell them. They sell them in the on the internet for quite cheap. Actually, it's like in UK it's 12-13 pounds per pair. This is the battery. This is the other controller that I have, which is already replaced successfully. So we're gonna make this. These are nickel metal hybrid batteries. It's the rechargeable AA batteries you can buy from Amazon, and I'm gonna be using these. So it doesn't really matter the brand. Anyway, this is the High Quick 2800 milliamps per hour AA battery, and this is what we're going to use. Now let me unclutter my busy office. What you're gonna need is T6 Torx screwdriver. This is pretty frustrating. I'm really sorry about this. Is my first video. I'm just trying to give some information to people so they can repair easily their stuff at home. Now, what you're going to need is a T6 Torx number 6 small head. You're going to need the two replacement batteries, nickel metal hydride. It doesn't matter the capacity, the bigger the better. You're going to need a wire cutter, a small wire cutter. You could use a bigger one, but smaller is easier. And you are going to need a soldering iron. It doesn't really matter how good it is, as long as it has a little bit of power. As long as it is able to solder fast and efficiently, doesn't really matter. You're gonna need also, well, I used insulation tape. You can use the heat shrink wrap for the batteries and the cables. I don't. This is just fine. And you're gonna need also some thick wire. Not quite thick. This is thick, quite thick, but you can have a multi-strand or a single strand. It doesn't really matter, and you will understand why later on. So let's open this. So you're gonna find six screws on the back. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So you're gonna just open them. Be careful not to ruin the heads. Just apply some gentle pressure while you undo them. And these are small, so put them somewhere where you're not gonna lose them. I apologize also for my English. This is not my native language. I hope you understand everything. So I'm not gonna cut the video for those that wanna see every little step of it. So I didn't introduce myself in the beginning. You see, I'm not a professional YouTuber. My name is George. I live in UK, and I'm quite good DIYer. So I'm planning on doing some videos in the future in DIY repairs on multiple stuff, not only um, battery replacements. So keep in touch. You may find something that is useful for you. Now, what you want to do is avoid this area here because this is fragile. It doesn't have a good support. You will see that later in better way. So what you want to do is just let me. You can use your nails. It's gonna be difficult to put something else here because it doesn't have any gap, so you can put some plastic. So as soon as you put your fingers in, don't be afraid. Just put some pressure, and it will open like that, like you saw here. So again, what you don't want is use this area here, these buttons, to grab the controller. Don't do that. I did it on the previous one without damaging it, but I came close to it. So what you want to do is just on this side, it's these two buttons may fall down. Don't worry about it. It's really easy to put them back in. But here we need to unlock this in a pivoting motion. So basically, again, you see I'm not touching here the buttons. I'm holding like this the controller and trying to. So as you can see, mine for the moment is open here and it is stuck here. So just play with it a little bit until it detaches. Just work it out gently because these are plastics and we don't want to crack them. Again, the haptic feedback motors may come undone, so don't worry about them. They're quite easily to put them back in. Now, grab these from the cables and with your other fingers, pull the cables while pushing back the case of the controller with a wiggling motion. This will come detached. So this one we don't need it anymore. We leave it here. Don't touch it because you may have some static in your hands. If you want to get rid of the static, it's easy. Just grab the metal case, from bare metal, from your desktop case, for example, or anything metal that is grounded, like a washing machine or a dishwasher. So I'm going to touch my NAS storage case to take off the static from my hands. So we leave that there. We don't need it anymore. So as you can see here, this didn't fall down because I knew now how to take apart the controller. But I'm going to do that for you to see in case they come undone. So you see here, this is the pivot point, and this is the pushing button point. So they might get undone like this. Something broke. Where's my ID here? So you might have them like that. Don't worry, just put them like this. Grab them like that and put them back in. That's it. From the pivot point, and push them down. Oh, definitely something broke here. I think I broke this one. That's okay. It's a small locking ear. I don't know how to call it in English. What is this again? Yeah, something else broke as well. That's fine. Sometimes it's inevitable to have some of these ears broken. When you put it back in, I think I broke it now, trying to take this button off the controller. That's fine. It's gonna still work. So this is how you put it back in. Now let's go back to the battery. So the battery has a sticker under it to keep it from wiggling or playing while you're playing with your games or using the controller. Just grab the cables and just apply some firm pulling motion. Don't do that too much. It will detach itself um, slowly. So just apply some pulling force and it will detach easily. So again, now we don't need this. We leave it. We leave it there. Now, what you need to do is take a knife and carefully take the remove the heat shrink that holds the two batteries together, like this. You don't need this. You can throw it away. You don't need the knife. You're gonna need the knife for something more. Now, if you want, you can take a couple of photos because we're gonna reuse the cables. We don't need the batteries. We need the cables. You don't need the connecting stainless steel stripes. We're gonna use the cable. It's easier to solder it. Um, and to be honest, if you try to remove this, they're gonna tear themselves apart. The weld is stronger than the stripes themselves. So what you need to do is, with a knife again, carefully, because these electronic components here are glued to the body of the battery. So just with a knife, carefully, a utility knife or any knife, just cut the whole thing from the battery. You can also take some photos in case you get lost later on and say, "Oh, where's the red cable is going on the on the pack?" So you can take some photos from this side and this side. So the batteries are connected in in series. So what you need to do now, take the cutter and raise the stripe here and cut it carefully. You don't need a lot of force. If you just wiggle it back and forth, it will cut itself in a straight way. Now start from the just score it all together, and then start from one side. And if you do like this, there you go. So you leave this here. Now this, you don't need it anymore. You can recycle it. Don't throw it in the general waste or recycling bin, because there are some heavy metals that we don't want them to go uh, to leak to the environment. So it's always a good idea to recycle the batteries. Coffee. Now, in this stage, we're gonna take the batteries and put them with one upside down. So you're gonna have one positive and one negative pole on the same side, and you're gonna take your tape, and this is why I prefer tape. It's cheaper, easier to use. You can take it off and do stuff that you cannot do with the. I use the the heat shrinking tubes, but mostly for insulating easily thin cables. So you need to do the first securing on one side, not in the middle, because we still have to solder the cables and tuck them under the tape on the next step. So you do want to keep the batteries together like this. Do them a couple of turns, and I prefer to use a small clamp, not clamp. How do you call that in English? Sometimes I forget my English. Not clamp. This thing here. So basically, what we're gonna do is leave that here. All right, and we need to put some solder in the place, but basically here and in the battery. So let's start with the battery. So I'm using this as a third hand. So what I'm gonna do is, you don't need to clamp it with force. I just need this to keep it stable while I use my hands to solder. So this also protects the battery. So just light, very very light. This is capable of crushing the battery. So you don't need a lot of power, strength, just to hold them up. So basically, now you're gonna need your solder. Clean nicely the tip of it. Okay, and there you are. You don't want to put a lot of heat in the batteries. Okay, you need to something else I forgot that helps. It's not necessary but if you have it, it's good to use it. So basically what we're gonna do is help a little bit to avoid using excessive heat on the batteries. I'm gonna use a contact cleaner. I can't remember how this is called because as you can see, this I have it for quite some time, but it's basically to clean without leaving any residue electronics and contacts. So to avoid putting excessive heat, we want to the solder to attach itself to the stainless steel as fast as possible, and that's the reason why you need a strong soldering iron. Because if it's weak, you're gonna wait and wait until it transfers enough heat to the components you want to solder, while the stronger one does it quite more rapidly, and thus we don't have a lot of heat transferring inside the chemicals of the battery. So for those who doesn't know how to solder, just put a little bit of solder to your soldering iron like this. It helps transferring heat like this, and touch it here. It's gonna leave that yellow thing, and as soon as you transfer a little bit of heat, leave it there, move it like that, and there you go. This is done. Next one, leave it a little bit, move it to help it attach to itself a little bit more. There you go. That's it. Now, on the previous one that I did, these were quite thick, and the case, this one here, is made quite tightly for the stainless steel stripes. It went in, no problem, but we're gonna make this one better now that we have the experience. So we're gonna take off a little bit of the excessive solder. You don't need that much. So as soon as you take a little bit from with your iron, just throw it away on somewhere like a glass jar. So this side is done. We're gonna go to the other side. Now, as you can see, I'm gonna. Oh, you know something? Leave that to cool down. I'm gonna leave it here. I'm gonna do the cable. So basically, again, you just need to open them a little bit and do them something like this. There are some nice clamps for electronics. Well, I didn't bother to buy one. I don't need one. I have this one. I have many actually for other stuff, so this does my job. So I don't need to spend unnecessary money on something that I don't need. Now again, clean up a little bit the tip. That's it. Take your solder and heat up the cable. This is not as long as you don't ruin the insulation. Um, let me. So just put it under the cable, and eventually, or you can do it on top actually. Just put some soldering or on your soldering iron, and it will transfer heat quite effectively. Now, let me show you something here. So this here, it might this metal part is a separate part from the cable, so it might detach. Don't worry about it. Don't try to solder it here. Um, you can solder the cable on the battery, and then it's easier to solder this on the battery and the cable just pushing on it. You will see that when we do that later. So this is done, just a little bit of solder to be ready, and the battery is cooled down, so we can put some solder on the other side. Oops, opened it too much. There you go. Let's do this as well. Clean the tip. Like this. Put some solder on the tip. And on the battery. And add some more. So the solder has a cleaning, that yellow thing is a cleaning agent to help the solder attach to the surfaces, like copper and stainless steel. So this is good. Next one. You put a little bit and you wait to transfer the heat, and as soon as you transfer the heat, add a little bit more, wiggle it, and that's it. This is done. Now let's remove a little bit, especially from this side, it's too much. You can also, if it's too much, you can also use a pump like this. You just administer it very well. There you go. Now you can always add a little bit if needed. Now, um, let's do this side, the connecting cable. So basically what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to use this cable. It's a little bit thick, but it's okay. I don't want to try and find something else. So we can also remove some strands if it's quite thick. For those that they don't have this tool, again, let me use this one. It's quite easy. Just grab the insulation and pull it like this. Just be careful not to cut the cable. If you cut the cable, just cut it and use another piece. It's not the end of the world. Like this. I always like to twist the cable like this. Now we're gonna put some soldering iron in this as well. So basically leave it like that. This is quite heavy. If it's a smaller piece, you can always, and be careful not to be under the soldering, because it might fall to your knees and thighs or any. It's not gonna be dangerous, but it's definitely gonna stink a little bit. So heat up, adding the solder. Wait, give it some time for the solder to clean and attach to the surface like this, and add sensible amount. You can always bath it like this and remove the excess. That's it. Now we are going to attach it to the battery. As soon as it attaches, we're gonna just a little bit of solder here. So this is done. My videos stopped. I have a 30-minute limit. So basically, I added a little bit of soldering here, and now we can cut it. So you cut it like that, and that's it. You don't need that cable anymore. This is a little bit thick, but it does the job. So basically, you're looking for something like this. Uh, like this. There you go. Yeah. Now, on the other side now, if you remember correct, this was like that. You need to be like like yeah, like this. So it's gonna be like this. The red cable is gonna go to the positive, and the black one to the negative pole of the second battery. And then we will tag this as it was when we took it apart. So that's easy now. We need a little bit more. Okay, it doesn't matter. Now we have everything ready. You don't need anything. Just add some heat here, melt it, and add the other one, and just push it like that. There you go. And this is done. We're gonna add the other one. Oh, all right. And I'm moving. It doesn't take that long to be. So we need to do it like that. Now use something like a tweezer or a screwdriver to hold it down. And keep it there until it solidifies. You can help it by blowing it a little bit with your mouth. It helps. It goes just a little bit faster. Now, so basically, pretty much of the assembly is done. You don't need this anymore. Now we need to tack this like this. Okay, and we're gonna use again the tape. And tack it like that. And insulate it and protect it by covering all of it like this. Now I see here that it needs a little bit of soldering. It's good, but if you see here, it looks like it is not soldered as it should. So basically what I'm going to do is add a little bit of solder and redo that. I don't want to finish and have to open it again just to add a little bit of. There you go. There you go. Now this is a little bit too much, but anyway, on the other side is pretty much the same, so I'm not going to bother a lot. Now this is done, and we can assemble the controller back together. So before we do that, I'm going to check it. So what I'm going to do is basically, as it is open, attach the battery. And I'm going to go to the my NVIDIA Shield. Unfortunately, I cannot show this because the camera is a USB camera on the computer. And just go there, and without touching the electronics, just secure the battery like that. And hold the motors so they don't fall down, and use the keys to go to the settings in NVIDIA Shield and check if the battery is full on the controller. If it shows full, then you're good to go. and you can come back here to see how we're going to close everything back together. So see you soon. So back after the testing, and the battery shows full. I had It's good to have the batteries charged, the cells charged before you do all of these. And we are back here to assemble the whole thing back together. Now we need to take this off. It's much easier to do that without the cables at first. So take these and just do the cables like that, so they are nice, like this. Okay, like this, and this way. So we want to guide the cables. Um, there is a little bit of a notch here, so you're going to put the battery in and push it. Don't worry about the plastics. If you do it thick like I did, don't worry too much about the plastics. They do not interfere um, um, with the controller's function. And as soon as you push it as far as it can, you can feel it down here. It's gonna feel like it pushed down to the bottom and stick itself. Now this doesn't go anywhere. Yeah, and it's super secure. And do the cables like that, and you need to make a U-turn around um, that screw over here. I think my camera is looking reverse, and that's why I have a difficulty a little bit. As I said, this is my first video, so apologies. It's still going to help a lot of people doing the same thing. So basically, yeah, around this, and you'll understand that when we put this everything together. And now this, I think I broke mine, the little ear that holds it together, but that's fine. When I put everything back together, it's not going to make any difference. Now, you want to keep this and like this, and use the other part on top of it. Because if I turn this around, these are going to fall down again. It's not going to be easy. So basically, what you want to do now is put it like here, and without touching this area here again with the buttons, avoid that. I know it's sorry, not this area here, the buttons. These are quite fragile, so don't hold it from there. Okay, and put it close one to another and attach the cables. These cables can go in only one way. There's a cut on the other side that doesn't allow this to be put in a reverse way. So don't worry. If it doesn't go in, just take it and you will find it. It's easy. So basically, let me show you. It's easier to show you now. So where is it? There you go. So if you see here, there is a notch. So basically this one, you see the male part of it. So basically you cannot put it the other way around. So let's go back to put together. So hold it like that. Put the cable clip in like this. Make sure the haptic feed motors are put back as they should be, and the cables are tucked in. Now, what we're going to do is, with holding the motors, all right, we are going to do like that. Okay. And what you want to do is drive first these big buttons in a little bit like that. Okay. And rest it like that. Okay. Now, hold it like this from the bottom, and you can look inside here, all right, that the cables are holding a little bit the button. So if I can show it like this, so you need to drive that button around the cables to go in first. So you do it like that, and you see here I'm touching the buttons here, so be careful, these are very fragile. So what you want to do is, there is this plastic tube that holds the screw, so this needs to go past the cables. It's going to be easier when you're doing it, don't worry. And if needed, use a screwdriver to help a little bit the cables around the mechanism of the button. So as soon as you do that, go on the front and work it out a little bit, and eventually it will go in. It needs a minimal pressure, and it's gonna go in just like this. Yeah, there you go. As soon as you reach this point, you're almost there. Just press here and start pressing. Oh, here. If something doesn't work, you can stop a little bit and try to work it. Sometimes when this goes in together, everything works fine. If not, just pull this apart again and see what's the problem. Which in my case shouldn't be any problem. There you go. Oh, you see here, problem. Now let's see on this side if everything is fine. Now this doesn't work. This works, this works, this works, this doesn't work. The cables are... Oh, crap. I think something went wrong here. I need to investigate. I think the battery is doing something that it shouldn't do. I'm gonna take it outside and I'll get back to you.